Hey everyone. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I wanted to hop on really quickly and get a word out to you guys on kind of the word of the year that God gave me for the year 2025. And so we actually got this, or I actually got this initially in prayer on December 22nd, so a few days ago. And then I got confirmation very quickly afterwards, after that prayer time on it. So I wanted to go ahead and get this out to you guys. And I was talking to a friend a few days ago, just kind of hanging out at her house, and she was like, "Hey, Jill, has God given you a word for 2025?" And I was like, "No, sometimes he'll do that, sometimes he won't, but I haven't gotten anything yet." Well, then we had this prayer time. And sure enough, he did. And so I wanted to get this out to you guys. Some years I'll get stuff, and some years I won't, but this was definitely a year where he gave me a distinct word for 2025 and just kind of the theme that I think that we're going to see headed into this year. And so what God called the year 2025 in this prayer time was a leapfrog year, a leapfrog year. And I want to explain a little bit more behind that. So if you guys are not familiar, leapfrog is a popular children's game. Okay. And I wanted to read to you guys. I looked this up. Most people know what this is, but just in case, I wanted to read to you guys kind of what the game consists of so that we can chat about this a little bit. Okay. So in this game, the first player bends down and another player leaps over them. The next player places their hands on the first player's back and leaps over them. The game continues with each player taking turns leaping over the others. And so I'll tell you guys what we got in the prayer time, and then I'll kind of elaborate on it a little bit. So what God showed me was that 2025 was going to be a year of a lot of obstacles. He was just saying that it was going to be a year that was filled with obstacles, but for people in the body of Christ, it was not something to be concerned about. And so think of that person that's kind of, crouched down in that, position where they're the one that's going to be hopped over, right? As representing an obstacle in the natural. Okay. So you, as the player in the leapfrog game, represent the one that's going to leap over said person, leap over the obstacle. What God was saying is that for a lot of us throughout the year in 2025, in different ways in our lives, we're going to encounter these obstacles and they're going to come up suddenly in people's lives, representing that person on the ground. And the world is going to get stuck behind these obstacles. They're not going to be able to have forward movement in a lot of ways. It's going to set them back when these obstacles come up. But for believers, what he was showing me is that just like in a game of leapfrog, right? When you come up to the obstacle, he was saying, when you get into your secret place with him, right? When you are having your personal time with the Lord and an obstacle comes up, he's going to provide supernatural revelation knowledge to the body of Christ. Whereas normal people would get stuck. They couldn't leap over these things. But for the body of Christ, there's going to be great advancement. He's going to pour out that revelation knowledge when they hit this obstacle. They're going to be able to leap over the obstacle without it affecting them, in a super negative way. Not to say that we won't feel some of the side effects of the year. That's not what I'm saying, but it's not going to take them out. Right. And he said there's going to be a leaping over and an advancing while the rest of the world is kind of stuck behind a lot of these situations that are going to try to cause obstacles in 2025. So I also wanted to read you this. He asked me to read you this. And this is one of the things, if you just do a basic Google search for what the word leapfrog means as a verb. So I talked to you guys a little bit about what it means as a children's game. Now I want to talk about the verb meaning. Okay. So leapfrog can mean to improve your position by going past other people quickly or by missing out some stages. For example, they've leapfrogged from third place to first place. So this is the cool part of this word too. He's saying that as believers, right, there's even going to be an acceleration for many in the body of Christ who are walking in personal relationship, who are listening to his voice. And I will tell you guys, this is not for lukewarm people. Okay. This is for on fire believers who are really trying to live this thing right. So he said where the rest of the world is going to be held back by a lot of these obstacles, believers in the body of Christ who are tuned into his voice are actually going to bypass some stages that they normally would have had to walk through. That's how fast the acceleration is going to come. That's how fast some of the promotion is going to come, even in the midst of these obstacles going on in the world. And so it's kind of an exciting word. It seems like it's going to be an interesting year coming up. Just wanted to let you guys know we had a very distinct vision in the place of prayer, very distinct interpretation. I was praying with a friend at the time, but God gave this particular vision to me. And again, then confirmed it very strongly right afterwards. So just wanted to get that out to you guys. I hope you guys have a very Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, and I will chat with you again soon.